Yeah, well, we are hackers, but you know what? We're also cool. Hackers, released in 1995 and is directed by Ian Softly, who has also directed such films like Backbeat, The Wings of the Dove, K-Pax, The Skeleton Key, and Inkheart. And this movie is starring Johnny Lee Miller, Fisher Stevens, Lorraine Bracco, and Angelina Jolie, who needs to never ever ever do that haircut ever again. I also saw that Penn Jillette is in this movie. What? What? Well, how? Why? What? And the reason why we're talking about hackers today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from one of my contributors and supporters of this channel, Dr. Camp. You strike again with another just outlandish and just stupid-ass movie. You give me the greatest and craziest recommendations. If any of you out there also want to help support me and help support this channel, you can click on the PayPal link on the homepage of my YouTube channel or in the description of this video. You can make a donation and send in a recommendation with that donation, and I will give you a little shout out just like what I did with Dr. Camp. And Dr. Camp, this is so just untrue of what internets and everything is nowadays. God. Dade Murphy is one of the greatest computer hackers in the world. He even gets convicted as an 11-year-old boy for crashing 1,500 computer systems, causing a severe drop in the New York Stock Exchange. But now at school, all he's trying to do is fit in so that later on he can make it to universities like MIT and stuff. But of course he gets in with the wrong crowd of other hackers in this school who have stumbled upon a major virus that someone has imported into a system somewhere that is going to be used to get a bunch of money and internet and things. So now the only ones who can stop this madman is the high school computer hackers. I'm still wearing these. Why am I still wearing these? God. Oh god, this movie is so fucking stupid. This was 1995, so it would have been made in like 1994, maybe 1993. So right when the internet was just being created and just being developed, still hadn't like infiltrated every single one of our lives and every single one of our homes. So the public knowledge of what public knowledge of what computers were and how the internet works was so unknown. Oh god. Oh god. I'm yawning because I'm laughing so much. Oh god, I'm crying too. Oh, this movie's ridiculous. Because you can tell, like, there's a producer on this movie that has no idea what the internet is or what computers are, but they know that they want to make, like, an action-y type movie and something that's going to appeal and look cool on screen to a younger crowd. But what they don't realize is that coding and hacking systems is actually not an interesting thing to watch. It's people sitting at a laptop and doing this the whole time. And that's not exciting. So their concept of showing the audience that these people are hacking the system is that they bring up a computer screen and they do some CGI maneuvering. We're going around looking at every single aspect of the hard drives, and we're seeing lightning and lights flash throughout it, making it seem like, oh, this is how the internet works. Basically take the concept of Ralph Breaks the Internet from 2018 and just condense it down to, like, the original Apple product. That's what we were getting with the concept and visual effects here. And I would have understand that as like a storytelling aspect to get the audience to feel like they're a part of the process. But then they make the choice of bringing up this computer screen and have it be that's what the hackers and what the villain guy is actually watching. Like, they're not actually watching a computer screen and doing the coding there. They're watching this CGI roller coaster plane ride thing of going through a desktop modem. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. Like, I'm not a computer whiz, but I feel like the majority of people nowadays, just from their basic understanding of the devices that we have, are far beyond the mental capability of what people thought about computers and the internets back in the 1990s. So watching this movie nowadays, it's just common knowledge, like, that's not how that fucking works. And because I know that's not how it works, my mind is totally disconnected from that aspect. The problem is that that aspect, that literary device in this movie, is the main stretch of the movie. It's the main thing that's keeping us together and keeping us invested in these characters. And it's like, that's not how it works. Therefore, this movie is not working. So, what the fuck? And then you have an actor like Johnny Lee Miller, who I know I've seen in other things, but I could not tell you what they are, and he's not even worth it for me looking up exactly what other things that he has been in. I just know I've seen his stupid face before on my movie screen, and I just want to punch it. Because he's always that sarcastic teenager. I feel like he's been in performances that I've seen of him in his 40s, and I still want to punch him because he seems like that annoying teenager that always talks back to you. No, I can't help because I gotta get into school, guys. Oh, we're gonna do a hacker bet? Oh, let's do it, and you're gonna wear a dress to our date. And then there's Angelina Jolie, who I guess early on in her career, it was very interesting because she's a major name now in Hollywood. But in films like these, in her early career, like, how did she get a career after being in movies like this? And that haircut. Wah! I feel like it was a wig, and you could just go up to her and just touch it, and then it would just stick to your hand. You'd be like, ew, I need to get this off. God, Angelina, why would you do that? Also, the villain's plan of importing this virus to the thing that he can control. Like, he says to the dumbass secretary woman that he has, who knows absolutely nothing, he kept saying, like, he can pull it back whenever he wanted to, but he's not going to do that, so he can blame other people, because this virus is going to get him money, but he needs someone else to get the disc thing that the other hackers got from the high school. They found out about it, so in order to, like, protect the trace of his virus... God... I'm hurting my brain in trying to remember what the villain's plan was. Because I remember it's fucking stupid, and I probably got it wrong. But he inputs a virus, and he has full control over it, but the kids find out a little bit. So he's like, oh, we need to stop the kids from knowing this. And then, why not just take the money? Just take the money and run. Why are you hanging out there? This movie is just fucking stupid. It's a product of the time. It was the 90s. No one really had a computer in their house. You know, nowadays that's a standard thing for each family member to have their own computer. But back then, it was rare to actually have a computer in the house. So I get it. The technology is definitely of its time. It's also the fact that the technology that's used in here is not how it works. That's not it. That's made up. It's all made-up science. If you're going to watch this movie for the first time today in 2023, I don't see how you could enjoy this, because there is just so much wrong with this movie. I'm going to give Hackers 1.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
No, sir. I didn't like it.
So guys, if you've seen Hackers, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.